Okay, so today we are going to make the navbar of our application. This is the navbar we are going to make, where we have the icon of Jordan, and along with that some um, find a stored help, and there is a account section where you can log out or see your order profiles and favorites. And it looks different when you are login and when you are log out. Like, let me show you. When I log out, you will see that here it is showing me that join us and login, and the account is not showing. So we are going to make this one, and along with that this is the search one, so we are also going to make. But for now we are not going to insert these elements like the products out here. We are going to make it in a separate video when we will add all the products, and after that we are going to make these icons, this favorite and the shopping cart icon. Along with that, these are the numbers, new and features. We are going to make all of this, so let's get started. So I will come into my Visual Studio, and I have wrote npm start, and as you can see, this is the navbar. Here we are going to make the navbar, and in the next video we are going to make the footer also. Okay, so initially I am going to go to the component of navbar. If you remember, we have made this component in our previous video. Okay, so after that I am going to make a nav. So not div, it will be nav. Like, you can use div, but these things helps us in search engine optimization. Okay, so inside the nav I am going to add a class of relative. You will get to know why we are using relative, because we want the other buttons to float on their navbar. So let's create the first div, and after that I am going to create the second div. So in the first div, what we are going to make is like, let me show you. So in the first div we are going to make this Jordan icon along with the find, help, join us and login elements. Okay, so now in the first I am going to make it, let's say, it will be for the computer layout, and I will make the layout for the mobile separately. Okay, so here I am going to make a div first, and inside the div I am going to put the element svg. So before that, let's make the svg. So this will be the svg, like the Jordan logo I am going to put in. So I am going to give an element of svg, and I am going to put an element. You can get the element from the, like, from the GitHub repo, and let's see how it is looking. So here is our svg logo, and it is looking kind of messy, so I'm going to fix it. But outside the logo, I think I am going to make another div called first, which will handle the click. So another div, and inside the div I will put the svg, and inside this I will give it a label as first, because I am also going to like make other components inside this div. Okay, and um, for now I will, yeah, for now this is good. And in the parent div I am going to give some padding, in x direction of 5, and um, let's see the application. Yeah, it is not looking good. Let's first make for the mobile layout. So in for the mobile layout it is looking good, and after that we are going to give a padding from top also. So let's say I'm going to give a padding top of 2, along with that um I am going to make it flex, and along with that justify between, so that we can add more components in this, and items will be in the center, and then width should be full and it should be relative. So as we are going to add these elements also, like sorry, yeah, for this one we are going to add find a stored help, joiners and login also. So for that reason I am giving this one, and for the MD it will be px12. For the mobile layout I will keep it as mx5. Yeah, okay. So mx5, and yeah, it's looking good. And after that, after this div, like the svg div, I am going to make one more div as first second, like it's the second element of the first div. So first second, and inside the first second I am going to, like as I have told you, like whenever the user is present we are going to show a different interface, and whenever the user is not present we are not going to show, we are going to show another interface. So I need to make that. So before that we need to make a use state, whether to show that the user is present or not, because for now we are not going to the backend stuffs, so we have not set up any user. So for now I am just going to use a boolean statement. So const user set user equal to use state, and here I am going to make it true for now, and whenever the user will be present we are going to make it true, otherwise we are going to make it false. Okay, and after that I am going to write the condition, like if user is there then we are going to show our interface, we are going to show our interface. For now I am going to just writing these tags, otherwise we are going to show another interface like this. Okay, so whenever the user is present we are going to show another thing, one thing, otherwise we are going to show another thing, something like that. So okay, so after that we need to make some login users, like login user options. Like for example, whenever the user is present we are going to show something like, okay, I log out so I need to log in again. Okay, so now I am logged in, and as you can see we have find a stored help, and here you will get your name and along with that this icon. So we are going to make this stuff. So here in the first second we are going to implement this. So whenever the user is present we are going to make a login user option, which will be something like it will consist of find a stored help and hi, but whenever the user is there, but whenever the user is not there it is going to show something different. So I am going to make both login option and login user option. Like login user option will be the one option in which the user will be present. Okay, so let me show you. So here I am going to make two variables, const login option equal to, like whenever someone is not logged in he will be shown these things, find a store. Okay, and the second thing is help, and then join us and then log in. Okay, when someone is not login or someone is not our user, and if someone is our user, so and he is logged in, so we are going to show him something like login user option equal to find a store and then help, and along with that we are also going to show hi and then his name, but for now I will just make it empty. Whenever the user will be present, we are going to show him here. Okay, so here we are going to make for the user, whenever the user will be present, I am going to use the login user option. So let's we will first check whether the login user option is available or not. So login user option, if it is available and it is not empty, then we are going to map it, like we are going to get the options along with the index, and then I am going to show the interface of div, and inside the div I am going to give a p tag of to show the options. So write opt options and then it is going to show the options. So for now I think the option will be shown here. Yeah, as you can see, you can see the options, but we need to fix this. So for the options I am going to make the div here flex, and after that I am going to make the item center and then something like a relative. Okay, so I made this relative center. Okay, everything looks fine to me. Let's check. um okay, there is some problem I guess, because it should get flex and hmm. Okay, also need to, I forgot, we also need to get the options here. So yeah, so on the p we are going to make on mouse and leaf. So this one is for the mobile layout, sorry, this one is for the laptop layout, where p will be the class. I need to apply some class names of, let's say it will be absolute, but I also need to add some variables, so I will give this tag so that we can also write the css and the javascript code here. So I am going to make it absolute. Okay, I don't think we need to write any javascript code here. So text should be excess, and on hover it should be like opacity should decrease with 70. Okay, and along with that the cursor should be pointer. Yeah, so let's see now. We are going to make this one like whenever we hover on this should get a bit lighter. Okay, so like this. So for that reason I have gave on hover the opacity should decrease to opacity 70. Let's see whether it is happening or not. Yeah, it is happening. Okay, that's good. We have gave the div, but here we need to give the div to make it the item flex. So first, second, and then I am going to make it as items center and along with that flex. Now it is going to show us sidewise, but we need some gap obviously. So flex hover 70 relative. Okay, everything looks fine to me for now. And then we will like show some effects like this one, where whenever I come to help, then it is going to show us something like this. Whenever I come to hi Shubham, it is going to show something like this, the options. So we need to make this one for now. So let's make this. So I am going to write some JavaScript for that, JavaScript and JSX. So from here, inside the PA I should write that whenever the OPT equal to help, like whenever this is equal to help, or whenever we hover on help, then also, and then we are going to show the options there, something like this. So dot, and then here we are going to show the options. So here on, if the mouse is there, then we are going to show something like the helping options. So for now, if option equal to help, like if this one is equal to help, then we are going to give a class name of, let's say, absolute, and then we are going to make a use state, so that we can get to know whether the help is active or not, or whether the cursor is on the help or not. So for that I'm going to make two use states, help and set help. Okay, and here initially it will be false. Okay, so it is absolute, and whenever there is a situation when the help is true, then what we are going to do, we are going to show it, so otherwise we will hide it. So this is the logic. So whenever it is help, then we are going to show the option, or we will make it block, like we are going to make the display block, otherwise we are going to make the display hidden. Okay, or display none. And after that we are going to add one more thing, like um yeah, so I think now this one is going to get, okay, nothing. Yeah, so we have not yet gave any options for now. So if I will write hi here, it is not going to show us anything. Not hi, let's say hello or gallod or something like that, but it is not going to show us anything. Now we will make a trigger that whenever the mouse goes in on the help, then we are going to show the help, otherwise we are not going to show the help. So to make this logic, what we can do is, like, let's say we can come in this div and going to makes the use of some properties like on mouse enter. So whenever the mouse enter this div, we are going to give it some logic like show help. Here not set help, let's make it show help. So show help as true. Yeah, and on mouse leave, uh, these properties will help us to detect the mouse whether it is inside our on our div or not. So show help will be false. Okay, this should do the work. So whenever I hover on help, it should show us. Let's add some background of red 500. Not here, but on the help. Okay, not required actually. So I think it is not working. Let's fix it. So what's the problem with this? So whenever option equal to help, hmm, like whenever the option is in the help, we need to show something like, let's say, find a stored help. Let's do a console log here. Okay, it was my mistake actually. So I am giving it here, but I need to give it in the options. Actually, you can also give it in this option in the div here. It will work now. So whenever I hover on these objects, it is going to show us these things, but we need to give it here. But for now, on mouse enter we are going to show the help, but for the help to appear there we need to make some changes, like on this p tag, whenever the here on the p tag, whenever the mouse enter, we are going to detect the mouse movement. Okay, something like, let's say, uh, we are going to make a function here like const mouse enter event, and here we are going to give a option like, initially we are going to take the option first. So this is the options, and if the option equal to help, then we are going to show help as true. Otherwise, if the option equal to high, then we are going to make sure that the high is same as the one which you have applied in the options. So whenever it is high, we are going to show profile as true. We are going to make this one also like const profile and show profile as use state, and initially it will be false. And then if it is yeah, so for now, whenever the mouse enters and if the option is help, then we are going to make the show help as true. And whenever the mouse leaves the options, then we are going to do something like mouse leave event. We are going to show help, make the show help as false. So if option equal to help, then we are going to let's give the option as parameters, and then if it is like this, just copy paste the previous one. make the true as false. Okay, so now our mouse event handlers are ready, and now we can use this logic in our options. So here in the div of our login user options, we are going to use the mouse enter and mouse leave with the above functions. So in this p tag, I am going to make this one as mouse enter event as option. So whenever the option is help or high, it is going to show the options accordingly. And mouse enter level as opt, and mouse leave level as opt, and on click we can handle other things, but for now let's not make the on click. For now this is good. So yeah, and I don't think we need this one. Let's check it once. Yeah, so now as you can see, find a shop, whenever we click we hover on this, it is doing nothing, but whenever we go to hello, it is showing something else, and like that. Okay, so now whenever the option is hello, and whenever the enter, like the mouse hover is on the help, we are going to show this the options. So here I am going to write the options of help, like whenever the option is help and the mouse is here. So we are all whenever if the mouse enters the div, we will do something like this, like not the background, I don't want to change the background. Okay, yeah, so here we are going to show the options. So initially let's give the h1 of help, that this is the help section, and the class name here, the text will be lg, my my will be 5, and let's give a margin in x as 5. So here whenever we will click on like whenever we will hover on this help, it is going to show the help options. So let's now circulate the help options inside a div. I'm going to make a space y of 3, like we need some space from up in x direction, and along with that I'm going to give a padding in x direction of 5, and here I am going to give some help options. So first we need to make the help options. So help options will include something like mm, so we can give help actions, like what we can give. Okay, for now I don't think I want to give any help options. Otherwise we can give help options like order status, dispatch and delivery, return, contact us, privacy policies, and terms and sales, and terms and use, and send and feedback. These are the things which we can use, but for now I am just going to make it blank, but I am going to make the options, so I will make the options later on. So for now let's just make a help option array, and here we can add something like label will be there, like order status. Okay, so for now I will just keep it like this. And we are going to put it in this div here inside the help of p5. I'm going to give help options, and I'm going to map the help options. With a p tag, and inside the p tag I am going to make like help option and help option dot map of with, and the options will be here in the iterations. And then I am going to give the option dot label. Okay, so here whenever we click on the help, we will be shown the help options, but for now it is not showing me anything because we need to like make some changes, like what changes we can make. We need to make here in the p tag the opacity as 75, let's say, and then on hover the opacity should be 100, but you won't be able to see it now. You will be able to see whenever we will make these options clear, but for now you can see in the side it is showing. Okay, and I am also going to make it cursor pointer. Okay, but we need to fix this, right? So to fix this one, we need to get inside the help, and we need to make the top 5, like there should be a distance of 5. Along with that, the background should be white, and then the width should take max, I guess. And then now you will be able to see this, but as you can see you can't enter into the options. So let's make it a bit rounded. MD will be good, and then cursor should be pointer and Z should be 40. Okay, so we have increased the Z index so that we will be able to see the options, and now you can see the options, but you won't be able to go inside the options. So to go inside the options you need to again make some changes, like what can we do to make like we need to enter the options. Actually in help we are not able to enter because I guess it's in the rightmost side. So let's make the high option also. Okay, so here we made the option for help, and if the option is high, then we are going to show something like high with a comma. Like don't misspell these elements, otherwise you won't be able to see the effects, or you won't be able to make the properties. Okay, and after that we will check that if option is high, and we are going to show the options in a div, like whether we need to show the profile or not show. So As you can see here, whenever we click on this, we need to show the profiles and everything. So here I am going to write on on mouse enter. I am going to show the profile as true. I want to make the profile as true, and whenever the mouse leaves, I am going to make it false. Okay, and here also I need to make the same changes as the previous one, like this class I need to change it. Yeah, so in this case I am going to make it profile. Okay, so here whenever we are in the profile, and whenever the profile is true, we are going to show something like the same one. So here also we need to show some options. So first of all, let's make the h1, and inside the h1, I'm going to write the account, and then you need to give some styling of, let's say text will be LG, and margin Y will be 5, and margin X will also be 5, something like the previous one. Okay, and after that I am going to show the options. So for the options, let's first make a div with, let's say with the same properties like this one. And inside this I am going to make a profile option and map it. So need to make the something like the profile options. So const profile options equal to, so let's give the profile options as something like the label will be order status, or sorry, it will be profile. The first one will be profile, and similarly for the orders, favorites and logout. Okay, so here for the logout and for the favorites, and then for the orders, then for the profile. Okay, so we are going to make use of this profile options, and now we are going to check if there we have the profile options or not. And if we have the profile options, then we are going to show it. So something like this. Here in here we are going to see if the profile options are there, and if it is there, then we are going to make use of it by writing profile options dot map, and here options will be in the p tag, similar to this one. Yeah, option dot label. Let's see this one now. we can see the account favorite, and along with that the help order. Actually these things are getting in the side one. Then we can use something like, let's make some css property in app.js. Okay, sorry, app.css. So inside the app.css we are going to make some properties like css animations. Like what can we make? Okay, fair. For now just leave it like this. We are going to make some changes here, but for now in the navbar we can do something like, here we have the option labels of um, the accounts, and here we can add a on click listener, but for now I am going to leave it like this. And apart from this I don't think we need something like options are here. And if you will check it here, we have some lines out here, so we also need to give the lines here and give some space between them, because this is type of messed up here for now, so we also need some lining space. So let's give the lining space. So here I am going to give some lining space. The lining space will be something like this. Hmm. Here we need to give the lines, so I am going to give a div here with I'm going to write some JavaScript here. So mx will let's give it 3, some margin from in x direction of 3, and along with that going to check the index, like if the indexes are like what we can give. Whenever the index is not equal to the login user options length, like here we are going to have the indexes, but like let me show you one thing. Okay, so um so here if index is equal to like login user option, if it is like that, dot length -1. So if the length is equal, then we are going to show the whether show this line in the middle. Like let me show you. Here we are going to show some lines here. Here we have shown this type of lines, so we are also going to show it here. So to show it here I have gave it like this, and it is compiling. Yeah, so now you can see here we have some lines, but we need to like whenever it is equal to length, then we are going to make it hidden, otherwise I am going to make it block. Okay, so let's see. Health is looking good, and order is also looking good. So let me tell you what is like why I wrote this logic. So if I want to write this logic, then what will happen? Let me show you. Control X. So here, if you can see, we have this line, and whenever I click on this line, then as you can see, these options get popped up. But if we don't give this logic, then you can see that here we have a last line. We don't want this line. We only want the like two lines here. As you can see, we don't have three lines here, we only have two lines. So here I am writing the logic that the number of elements, whatever the number of elements is, minus 1, so that the line doesn't get into the last line. So for that reason I am using this. So now you won't see the last line because I have hidden it. Whenever the length is equal to 3, then the third line is not going to be visible. Okay, so this is the logic behind this line. And apart from this, I think I okay, yeah, so we made this one, but here we need to give the name also, and the the picture of this profile. So if you are thinking that this is shifting in the right side, then we are going to change it, don't worry. So after this, this is done. Now I am going to show the name of the user, along with that the image. So for that I'm going to make a div, and inside I'm going to make the div flex, because the name and the profile picture will be side by side. Okay, so this is the flex, this will be flex, and I am going to show the profile. So I will make this one a entire div, so that whenever someone clicks on the like hovers on the profile picture, hovers on this picture, then also it will pop up. So for that reason I am going to make the whole div as like whenever the mouse hovers on the whole div, it will show the profile, otherwise it will hide the profile. Okay, so something like that. So here I am going to use the same logic of on mouse enter to show profile here, and now it is going to show the profile, and the profiles are it will be showing the profile. And along with that, let's first give the image. Like currently we don't have the name of this person, so we are going to give an image for now. The image name will be, let's say, user image. Let's import the user image first. So import user image from assets. Okay, currently we are here, we need to get to assets, and there we need to find something like user image. Let's see where I have kept the user image. So um here we have user.png, so I am going to use this user.png and save it, and let's see. Okay, so it came here, but it's very big, so we need to resize this. To resize this one, we need to add some classes. So let's add some class name, and with the help of class name we are going to add some css, like width will be 7, and there will be some margin in x direction which will be 1, let's say, so that there shall be some gap. So yeah, now it is looking good. And along with that, I also need to give the name of the user, where uh, let's say the user is like Shubham. Currently I am hard coding it, but when we will make the backend, we will write the name dynamically. It will come from the backend. Yeah, so hi Shubham, and need to add some CSS, like let's say the text will be a bit smaller, and along with that, whenever we hover on it, the opacity should decrease by let's say 70. And apart from this, it should be cursor pointer, and then like for the MD it will be like, let's see now first how it is looking. So yeah, it is looking kind of bad. So for the MD I'm going to give some padding from right, which will be 12, let's say. So it will get some distance, but apart from that, I think I also need to give some class here so that it can align itself. So for that, let's give item center and justify center and cursor pointer. Yeah, now I think it is looking good. Yeah, it is looking good now. So in the help, I'm going to add some more labels, like something like this. Let's add some more labels, like what can we show, like dispatch and delivery. Okay, let's see. Help in dispatch and delivery, looks good. And apart from that, anything like return, and then contact us, and then privacy policy, and then okay, yeah, and then something like terms and sales, and then send us feedback. So let's see. Yeah, it's looking good now. Help and then accounts, and yeah, it's looking good. So as you can see, we have just gave here help, but I have added more properties like this. You can add more things here. Okay, so I guess we are completed with this part, this one. So now I am going to make the second part, which is this news and features, men's, women's, and this etc. Okay, first let's see how it is looking for the mobile layout. Actually, for the mobile layout, I haven't set anything yet, but I am going to set it soon. So we are following the mobile first approach, but still I made the here the desktop approach, so that you can get the logic of how I am designing this. Okay. So for the next part, okay, we have just made whenever like the user is there, we are going to show that, but whenever the user is not there, we need to show something else, something like, let's say, the login options. Like here we are showing the login user option, but we need to show here the login option. So for the login option, we are going to use this one. So if the login option available, and if it is available, then we are going to map the login option with option and index, and it won't be curly braces because we need to show HTML here. So after that, I'm going to make a div, and inside the div I am going to give a p tag, and inside the p tag I am going to show the options like the previous one, and apart from the options I am going to show like in the previous one we have shown like this. Let me log out from here so that I can show you. Yeah, so as you can see here also we have some drop down. So for this drop down I am going to show something like the previous one only, but first let's add some CSS out here. Like for this one it will be flex and items center, and then relative, and for the p also I am going to edit it and going to write something like text excess small, like I'm going to make the text small, and also when the hovering the opacity, it's like the similar one from the previous, like this one. Yeah, and apart from this I am also going to use the other things like on mouse enter and um on leaving like the previous one only. Yeah, like this. So this is the previous one, like this one. Okay, so the logic will be same also for the when the user is not present. And if you remember, we need to give a p again. Here after the p we need to give these type of options. Sorry, like from here for the help I am going to pick this one up, and after that we are going to paste after the p. So whenever the mouse is onto it, we are going to show the help, and apart from that whenever it is absolute, we will show help hidden or help block, and then these things, and everything looks good. Yeah, so whenever the user is false, let's make the user false, set user and false. So now we will be able to see. Yeah, so as you can see, whenever the user is false, it is going to show us find help and join us and login, something like that. And then we are going to show the that line. So we need to show the line also. Where is the line? Yeah, here. So we are going to show the line also. So whenever the help is shown, after that we need to follow the line. Yeah, so now I think here join us is not showing us anything. Did I made some mistake, I guess? Okay, here I have used a login user option. I need to make use of login option because currently we are making login options. So yeah, now it is good. It is looking fantastic. similar to this one. Yeah. So that's all I have made. This one also. So we are done with the first part. So let me close the first part, and now we are going to make the second part. So for the second part, I am going to for the second part I am going to give the div of, let's say, I am first going to make the logo of Nike, but before that, in the second, let's give another div with uh, for now I am not going to edit it. Let's give the image with the src of Nike logo. Okay, we need to import the Nike logo. So here I am going to import the Nike logo from assets, and then fab icon dot ico. So now I think it is going to show us the icon. Yeah, as you can see, here is the icon, and after that we are going to use something like as here you can see we have the image and the src of Nike logo, and then after the Nike logo we need to add the features, news and features like this. We need to add this one, news and features, men's, women's, kids, sale, and sneakers. So we need to add these properties. So I am going to make a div for that, for these things. Like I think for the mobile layout we are not going to show these things. We are going to show the sneakers and the news and everything. Like for the mobile layout we are not going to show like this. For the mobile layout we want something like it will be shown like this. There will be a slide menu, slide navigation. So, and there we are going to show the men's, women's, kids, etc. So let's use this one. Like the image, we are going to use the image, and alt will be there. So so here inside the div we will make it hidden. Okay, because it okay, we will do it later to get the concept more cleared. So for now I am going to write new and featured. Okay, something like this. So this one, it is the first h1 tag. Let's see how it is looking. I hope it is looking very bad. Yeah, as I have told you, it is looking very bad, so we need to decorate it. So let's give a border in from below too, and then need to like make it, let's say, so whenever we hover on this, the line should pop up. Okay, so here we give a border of b2 from bottom, and need to give the color, so border black. Okay, so I hope now we will be able to see the line here. As you can see here we have a line, so this is for the border black. but we want it to appear whenever we hover on it. So whenever we hover, it should become black, otherwise it should not be visible. So whenever we hover on it, it becomes black, and I want it to get delayed, so I will um give it a delay of, let's say, 75 milliseconds. So after 75 milliseconds it should appear, but it is appearing instantly. Why? Because I think I need to add a transition all. So I hope this time it should appear. We are applying the transition properties, and uh, yeah, now it is coming slowly. So now it is looking good. Okay, and we also need to make something for men, women, and also kids, and sale and sneakers, something like this. And yeah, uh, we need to make them flex. So to make them flex, we need to write something like flex. So now they come in the same line, but as you can see, they are looking very bad. So to fix this, we need to, like, let's do one thing. Don't make it in a, like, don't give multiple divs. We can do that with h1, and I am going to apply this class in the h1 tag. Yeah, so now it is looking same, and we are going to make give some properties to this div, which will be, like, say, hidden. It will be hidden, and then like for the large layout it will be flex. Okay, like as I have told you, for the mobile layout we are not going to show it, so I am going to make it hidden. And then for the large layout I am going to make it flex, and then the space, let's give a space in x direction with 8, and along with them the cursor should also be pointer. Now let's see. Yeah, we need to give some more, like for the men's, women's, kids, sneakers, and something like sale. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, now they are looking a bit cooler, but we need to change these things. Like, first one will be men, second will be women, then kids, and then something like sale. After that it will be sneakers. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, it is looking good, but we need to make them in the same line. So for that I am going to edit this div. Okay, so what can we give? So I'm going to give a pixel of px of 5, and I wanted them to give a justify between, so that they can shift, there will be gaps between them. So let's see. Okay, I need to give a flex. Okay, now, yeah, now it is looking good. But apart from that also I need to apply some things like px5 flex, and also item center. Okay, oh, we forgot to add this one. Okay, I will add this one later on, but for now let's make this one. Okay, so I need to make one more div for the search button. But apart from that, item center, everything looks good. um yeah, So whenever it is in mobile layout, then these options are not going to show up, but the image is going to show up. So let's give px of 12 whenever it's in mobile layout, and then let's see. Yeah, so as you can see, it is not going to show up in the mobile layout, but they are going to show up when it is in the tab layout. So here we need to add some pixel of 12 and also I'm going to give some not pixel, sorry, it's padding of white with 12. Let's see. Yeah, now it is looking good. It is looking good. And we need to add the search items here, so let's do that also. So I think the second is also over. In the second I was thinking that I should add the admin and everything, like we also need something for the admin, because as you have seen in the like in the introduction video, we have a admin section to edit items. So for that also I'm going to make one for admin. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, admin is showing up. Okay, so that's it for this. Okay, let's make the ion search item now only. So after this we are going to make the search item. So for the searching, what we are going to do, like, let's see. So we need this icon, this icon, this icon, and a search of like we need to add a input of search. So I am going to add, I am going to name it icons. Let's say just a usual name, normal name, and let's give the images first. So first image will be of search, and then input, and then another image, the image of heart icon for the favorites. So for the favorites we are going to add a heart icon. So heart, let's say just name it as heart, and then I'm also going to name this one as, let's say, bag. Yeah, now let's get these icons. So oh, we also need a search icon, I think. Did I mention the search icon? Yeah, I have. Okay, so here we want to add import the search. So import search from assets slash, I think it was named as search.png, and then import heart from assets, and we need two type of heart. Like if you will see here in the tutorial, I have shown you that whenever we like have some type of, okay, let's see. Okay, no, I have applied the outline. I need to apply the outline heart. So outline heart dot png. So whenever we are going to make the product page, we need another heart, something like the field heart, I think. I have named it as a field heart. So we have two types of heart, the outline heart, which you can find it here. Yeah, this is the outlined heart, and we have another type of heart here, which I think is filled heart. Yeah, this one. So we will be using it later on in our show product page. So for now, we have the heart and we have the search, and we need another thing known as like bag. Yeah, so we need a bag. So import bag from assets slash bag dot png. Okay, so I'm going to add this bag and search items here, and then heart, and then bag. Okay, so yeah, it seems good to me. Let's see. Okay, so we need to fix these things. So let's add the css for these stuffs. Like for the first image of search, I am going to decorate it with, let's say, I am going to make the search as width of 7 and height of 7, and apart from that I am going to make it cursor pointer. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's in good shape. Now let's make the heart. So for the heart also I am going to make it W787, and similarly for the, yeah, so I'm going to copy paste this. So similar, everything will be similar for all three things. Okay, so yeah, it is looking kind of good. And now um heart is good, but I think we need to show like in the back page, like how many items do we have here. So for that I am going to make something like, let's say, I'm going to make a div of relative. Okay, and inside this I'm going to put this image, and apart from that I am going to give a p tag of 2 to show that how many items are there in the bag. So here I am going to add a class name, which will be, let's say, yeah, so going to make it absolute, and I wanted this 2 to get on this icon, so I'm going to make it absolute with top of 3, and now I think it is going to be okay. Till now it is not there, so I think I am going to give make a left shift of 2.5. So yeah, now it is good, but let's decrease the size of the text. Now let's see. Yeah, now it is looking good. So I have done this one also, so these are looking good. But for the, like, let me show you that we can't see the input here, so we need to fix this one also. For the input I'm going to add a class name, and in the input I am going to make it hidden for whenever, like in the mobile layout, as you can see, we don't have this input out here. Let me show you. In the mobile layout our input, like this one is going to get hidden. Okay, so this is going to get hidden. So let's hide it. Whenever it is in mobile layout, it is going to be hidden, but if it is not the in mobile layout, then it is going to have a display of block. And apart from this, a border of 2, and uh, a padding in x-axis with 4, and padding with y-axis with 1. And let's see, yeah, now it is looking a bit good, but if I don't focus on it, it will get disappear. So let's make focus, like whenever it is focused, we want it to be border black. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, but here we should add a placeholder of search. Now we can see the border, but here we need to give some border of, let's say, okay, let's also make it rounded of LG, and the border will be black. And apart from that, I think that's all. It will be hidden in MD, it will be block, and border will be 2 with padding x of 4, padding y of 1, and rounded will be LG, and when focused it will be border black. So now let's see. Yeah, it is looking kind of good, but and whenever we click on it, it should get this type of pop-up. So we are going to make this one later, but for now let's make this one flex. Okay, so for the image I think this is enough, and here in the icons I'm going to make it flex with my of 3 and justify around with gap of 5, let's say. So let's see. Yeah, now it is looking good. Now it is looking somewhere similar to this, but I think we are missing something, like there should be a less amount of gap here. So here we have add image of Nike, and then we have add px5 flex and justify between. Everything looks good to me apart from this, but let's make it as first it will be, let's say, for the mobile layout, the first will be flex and it will be hidden, because whenever it is in the mobile layout I don't want to see this one, these stuffs. So okay, this is yeah, yeah, it is looking similar, but we also need to add a hamburger sign. And whenever we are in the mobile layout, the heart sign goes away, so we also need to fix this one. So here in the second we have done everything. Like here everything is good, I think. And icon is flex my3 justify around gap 5. And here in the input also I think everything is good. And then for the shop icon, let's not for the shop icon but for the heart I'm going to make a div. And here I'm going to insert the image, and when it will be hidden, and it will be only visible when the screen will be empty. Okay, and apart from that, the shopping icon, and then we are going to add the image for the mobile layout. Like for the mobile layout we need to show this man, apart from that the hamburger icon, because for now we don't have the man here and the hamburger item like icon. So let's bring the hamburger icon and the user image. So for that, hmm, here after this I am going to add a image with src of user image, and also need to apply some css like width will be 8 and let's say height will be 8, and then md will be hidden. Okay, so in the md it will be hidden like in the laptop or tab layout, but whenever it is in the mobile layout it is going to show itself. Okay. And then I am also going to add the hamburger icon. So src with the hamburger, so we need to bring that. So import hamburger from what I named it, I think it is named as hamburger. So let's see here. Yeah, we have hamburger.png. So assets slash hamburger. Okay, and we are going to add hamburger here. Let's see. Okay, I need to fix the css. It will be of the class name of, let's say, mm, width of 7 and height of 7, and then on md it will be hidden. So let's see. Yeah, so for the mobile layout it is looking absolutely correct, there is no mistake, but for the laptop layout I think it is giving some gaps, so I will fix it later on. Okay, now we are going to make we are going to make this slide bar. Like whenever we click on this slide bar should get pop up. Okay, so let's make it. But before that, okay, first let's make the nav let's make the sliding nav bar. So for the sliding nav, let's make another component called sliding nav. Okay, so here I am going to make under the components sliding nav. So okay, not folder. I am going to make a component of JSX. So sliding nav.jsx. Let's call it navbar. Okay, and here I am going. I can like we can make it from scratch if we want, but I think we can use a tailwind component. So let's go to tailwind css, and here inside the tailwind css we can go inside the components, and in the components we can browse components, and we can search component like shopping cart page or shopping cart, I guess. Yeah, so we can use this like it is similar to our sliding nav, where you can see that this is getting open and close whenever we click on this. So we can use this. So click on the code to get the code, and from here we can copy it. But first, um yeah, so yeah, we can copy it. Just change it to React and then copy it, and after that paste it here. And here the function name is example, so change it to sliding nav bar. Okay, and then let's show it in the page. Here after the image we can show it, I guess. So after the hamburger image we will use the template of sliding nav bar. Okay, okay, it is giving me some error. So headless UI slash react can't resolve headless UI slash react. Okay, so what's the problem here? It is not getting the headless UI slash react. So let's check it once. Like we need the headless UI slash react, which means maybe we missed some components. So let's get into the documentation. Yeah, we have done this latest, and then we have used this. Okay, this is missing, so we need to install this. So just copy it. For the using React we need to install these dependencies like headless UI slash react and headless hero icon slash react. So uh, paste it here and click enter. So it will download the headless UI. Let's wait for it to download, and after that I hope the errors will get resolved. Yeah, so it got resolved, and now let's check. So here as you can see we have this one, so we are going to edit it. Let's refresh it once. Yeah, so I think this is going to get like we can control it from use state, and we are going to transfer this use state using the props. So let's use props to open this one. Yeah, so here if it is set as true, then it will be true, otherwise it will set to false. Let's check it once, like from any shopping cart button we should have a cross, like let's say yeah, X mark. If where is the X mark? So here is the X mark, and let's write a logic like, yeah, so here we can write a logic like something like if it is open, then we can set open as false, otherwise set open as true. I guess it should work. Let's see. So if we cut here, it will get closed. Okay, we need to open it also, but okay, we got the intuition behind this. So whenever we click on the cross, it sets as false. Set open is getting set as false. Okay, so we can just cross it, and then we are going to pass this open and the set open. Okay, we are going to pass all these stuffs from the navbar. So open will be operated as open and set open will be sent as set open, and we are going to make this one. So I'm going to paste the use state here, not here, here, yeah. So we also need to set this one to open. So on the on click of the hamburger icon, I am going to set it. Like in the hamburger, whenever someone clicks on it, I am going to set the open as open. Where is the hamburger? Okay, here is the hamburger. So whenever someone clicks on the hamburger, we are going to set the set open as true. Okay, so let's cut it. Okay, the hamburger will be shown in the mobile layout. So whenever someone clicks on this hamburger, it is going to show up, and whenever we cross it, it is going to go off. So it is working. Now let's edit the sliding navbar. So let's start with this fragment. I think like in the fragment everything looks good for now. We need to change. I think this is the fragment for shopping cart, like here it is written as the shopping cart. So we are going to change it to new and featured and men's and women's, like this. Okay, so here in the dialog panel, we have the dialog title, and inside the dialog title I am going to make it empty. I don't want anything to show here, and let's see, yeah, it is gone. So we want it to be vacant, and after that we don't want these stuffs. We want something like new features, men's, women's, kids, sale and sneakers. Okay, so for that what we can do is like if I remember, we need to, if I click here I will go to kids section. Okay, and yeah, so here in the dialog title we are going to add a div. So here is the div, and inside this div we here the button, here is a button of x mark. Okay, okay, we are not going to do anything with this. And here in the products we are going to change. So under the UL, we have list and these things. So we don't want the product mapping, so I'm going to delete the product mapping, and here we are going to show those stuffs like sneakers, men's, women's, etc. um, let's see, I hope these are cons. Yeah, so we want this, we want to write a new and featured men's, women's, kids, sneakers, etc. So let's start making this. So first I'm going to make a div, and inside the div, let's say, hmm, um, I was thinking that I should like make it under one div, and after that I'm going to make this one in the second div, so something like that. Okay, so let's make it the first div. Under the UL I am going to make a div of first. Okay, and under the first, let's give another div for the h1 tag of new and featured, and then a image of the, like this, what it is called, this is called, I think, yeah, just call it an right arrow for now. Okay, so we need here under the first, we I am going to make another div, and under this div I am going to make a image, and before the image I am going to apply h1, yeah, h1 with new and featured, and featured. Okay, and let's see now. Now it is looking good. um Class name of text of 2 excel. Okay, and image of the arrow, so let's call it right arrow, as I told you. So let's import the right arrow. So import right arrow from assets slash right arrow dot png. Let's see, yeah, it is looking a bit bigger, so need to fix that. So here we have the right arrow, but we need to give some css to make it smaller. Like here in the class name I'm going to apply width of 4 and height of 4, along with that opacity of 50. Yeah, and I think that's it. And also we need to make it flex. So under the class I'm going to name it as section 1, so it will be section 1, 2, 3. For section 1 will be new and featured, section 2 will be men's, section 3 will be women's, section 4 will be kids, and section 5 will be sneakers, etc. And for section C I will use the admin one. So okay, so I am going to call it section 1, and then make it flex and justify between, so that there will be a gap and the items will be similar. Okay, let's see. Yeah, now it is looking a bit good. Okay, and apart from that, in the first one, let's give a space y so that it can get some space from y direction, like from y axis of, let's say I'm going to give it 4. So now it have some gap, like inside the children's of this div we are going to get some gap here. Okay, so we made this section, the first section of new and featured, and now we are going to make the second feature, the second section, which will be for the men's. Okay, I think I need to copy from here, and here we will have men's. Yeah, so men's, and then women's, and then kids. So men's, women's, and kids. Hmm. And then sale and sneakers, sale and sneakers, SNKRS. Let's see. Yeah, it is looking kind of similar. uh 1318. Okay, let's make it 1318. 1318. Okay, leave it. Yeah, make this one 71 5 and this one also 75. So now we can get the reference. So here we have woman, and I have wrote woman. Yeah, that's okay. And after that, let's say, so we have made the first div. Let's make the second div now. So for the second div I'm going to write second. So for the second I am going to give that SVG of Michael Jordan. So for that, let's bring the SVG of Michael Jordan from here. Just copy it, and then in the second I am going to paste it, but okay, let's see. uh, yeah, it is looking kind of bad, I will say. So let's give some gap from the top. So from padding top we are going to give it 8, from padding bottom going to give it 10, and then I'm going to make it flex and justify start. So yeah, now it is getting some gaps, but we also need to add the name Jordan. So here I'm going to give a h4 with Jordan, and going to style it with text of LG and font bold. Okay, and now I think it is going to look good. We need some gap here. Okay, let's do one thing. We will just keep the second with this one only. Like in the second I only want the Jordan. So for that, let's keep the Jordan like this. So this is the first one, this is the second one with justify start, flex, and padding bottom of 10 and padding top of 8. Okay. Let's give some height from the Jordan. So let's give it margin X of 7. Now let's see. Yeah, now it is looking good. After that, let's make the third one, the third div. So let's close the second one also, and then the third. And for the third, I am going to use, like, let's see. So here I am going to use one section, two section, something like that, like the previous one. And this one will be the first section, this one will be the second section, and then this one will be the fourth div. Okay, so this one will be the third. So for the third, like, let's see. For the third, I will say that, like, we should, what we should do, like, let me show you something. Whenever we are here, we are logged out, then it is going to show us that join and login. But whenever I will join, it is going to show something different. Let me show you. So just log in. Yeah, so whenever we log in, it is not going to show this section, like the login logout section, but whenever we are logged out, then it is going to show us the the login section. Okay, so you need to change that. So let's make the logout. So login logout section will be there just for the user, like when the user is available. So like we have done it previously, like when the user is not available, we can use a use state. So just copy it and paste it here somewhere on the top here, and just import the use state. Import use state. Okay. Oh, sorry. I need to keep it inside the function. Okay, so for the third one, where is the third one? Yeah. So for the third one, I am, if the user is there, then only I am going to show it. Otherwise, I am going to hide it. So we need to make use of JavaScript. So whenever the user is present or the user is true, then we are going to make it hidden. Otherwise, we are going to show it. So block. Yeah. So now it will only show when the user is available. Okay, and now let's see. Yeah, so here I am going to add a div, and inside the div I am going to give a h3 tag where it will be written as become a Nike member for the best products and inspiration and stories in sports. Okay, and just give some gap here. Okay, become a Nike member for the best products, inspiration and stories in sports. Okay, looks good. And also a tag in that uh, of learn more. And here I am going to give a href of Nike membership. So just give it here, like this is a external link so that someone can read it about Nike, etc. And then you can also make the page. I am not like going to show it here. So, and also I am going to give a span. Inside the span I am going to put the learn mode, and we need to style this span. uh, let's say I'm just going to give it a font bold. Now let's see. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so we need to log out from here and then go for the, yeah, so here it is showing something like this, but I think we have missed, like, the text should be a bit bigger, so let's rectify this. So in the h3 I will say that, not in the h3, just make the div like text excel, and along with that, like, let's make it section 1. So section 1, with text excel and opacity, let's say I'm going to make it a bit lighter of 80. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, now it is looking better. And after that, I am going to give, like, I'm going to give the section 2, and in the section 2 I'm going to give 2 buttons for join us and then login. I will be capital. Okay, let's see. We need to give some classes, like, let's see, let's give the class of shop button, as we made it earlier, shop button. And there, then we are going to give this one a class name of, let's say, shop button white. We made this in index.css only, shop button white. Now let's check. Yeah, it is looking kind of messy, so I'm going to give some margin in y direction of 8, and after that here also I think I want to give some margin, or I think my8 is enough. Yeah, it is looking kind of good. So yeah, button is done. And after that, the 4th section, so I'm going to close the 3rd section, and now I'm going to write the 4th section. So for the 4th one, what we are going to make, let's check. So we are going to add these bags, orders, find a store, and help. So for that, 4th section, so for the 4th section we have something like, let's make a div first. I think that will make sense. So inside the div, let's first give some space y of 5, so that the elements can get some gaps in themselves. And apart from that, I'm going to make 4 sections, section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, as the previous one. So section, I think #1, actually I forgot the intuition. Okay, so I'm going to make a div of section 1, and initially let's make section 1, after that we are going to make the other things. So inside the section 1, the first one is the bag, then order, then find a store, and then help. Okay, so um hmm, okay, so maybe I think I need to make the bag. I think it is different, like if let's log in once. Yeah, so I think, yeah, so whenever we are logged in, then it is different, so it is going to show favorite whenever we are login, and whenever we are not login, it is not going to show us this thing. So let's make this functionality also. So here, for the section 1, we are going to make um, the favorite, so image of favorite, which is heart, I guess. Heart. Okay, we need to bring it. So let's bring bag, heart, these two things. Paste it here. So bag is here. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Here we have the image of heart, I guess. But it is looking kind of messy right now. So let's fix it. So I'm going to give this image a class name of, let's say, width of 7, and going to give some margin from like mx4. So yeah, and also we need to give a h1, so for that I gave the margin of x for 7. So here we are going to give the name, but let's give it down here, because I think the, yeah, so the icon come first and after that the names like the features, bags, etc. So here in the h1, or let's make it h2, here it will be favorite, and here I am going to give a class name of, let's say, text of lg, and then font semi bold, and then mx of 2. Okay, so I think it is going to look better. Yeah, but we need to give it a flex. So let's write something like this, like the JavaScript code, because we want to show it only when the user is there. So if user is present, then we are going to make the display as flex, otherwise it will be hidden. Okay, so that's looking good. And apart from that, I also want to give some thing like items should be center, and then the padding from left will be 5. Okay, so now I think, yeah, it won't show us, because I think the user is for now false. Yeah, and if we will make it true, then it is going to show us favorite. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, now it is showing us favorite. And similarly, we are going to make section 2, but for the section 2 we are going to show the shopping cart, so I don't think we need this logic, so we can just cut it and make it flex, section 2 flex. Okay, so yeah, and need to change it to bag with the name of bag. Yeah, and then order find a store and help, order find a store and help, order find a store and help, order find a store and help. Okay, so it will be order, it will be find a store and then help. Okay, let's see. Yeah, but we need to change the icons. So for the icons, let's import them. So import box from, like for the orders we need box dot slash asset slash yeah, box.png, and then import what should I import, store, yeah, store from dot slash assets slash store.png, and then I need to import something like import, for the help I am going to import the question from assets slash question.png. Yeah, and now I'm going to attach all these things, like here for the help I'm going to add the question, for the find a store I'm going to add the store, and for the bag order I'm going to store the box. Let's see. Yeah, they are looking good, but one thing is, like, let's say I want to, like, I don't want these stuff, so I'm going to remove these stuffs. So here we don't want this one, we don't want any checkout, we don't want any of this, so just remove it. Okay, but remember that you don't mess up the HTML. Now let's see. Yeah, now everything is looking good, everything is looking perfect, I guess. We need to change something, like here we are getting a different, like here we are getting some gaps, so I need to change it. So let's see where we have made. Okay, so in the navbar we, I think here we have gave some extra space, I think I should give it UI2. So now let's see. Now it is looking good. Yeah, so this is looking very similar, and let's log in it, like let's check it with a user true. So here initially let's make the user true, and now let's see. Yeah, so yeah, it is looking similar, and don't worry about the outline, we are going to give it later on whenever we are going to add this functionality, like the drop down. Okay, So for now, I think it is looking good. For the let's check for the mobile layout also. So for the mobile layout, let's see uh, the original. Yeah, it is looking all right. And then let's check here the sliding bar. Sliding bar is also looking good. And apart from that, mm, let's log out the user and let's see. Okay, this is not the one. This is the dummy one. So this is the original one. So I need to log out. So to log it out, I need to go here in the navbar, and let's log it out by making it false. So the user will be false whenever it is false. And now everything looks good. For the mobile layout also, it should look similar. Yeah, everything is looking similar. Here also, let's make the user as false. But for the open also, let's make it false for now, otherwise it is getting opened every time we restart the application. Okay, and make the user here false. Now let's check. Yeah, so here also it's same. When the user is also available, it is there. Okay, so we have made the navbar, and in the next section we are going to make the footer in the next video. So okay, that's all for this video. See you next.